looking at me. I'm looking back.
Hi, you all. How are you? Welcome back to our channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So, today we're doing another episode of Riya's reviewing and recommending books for your teen, tweens, and adults. I take recommendations from her all the time. So, what do we have? What kind of books are we going to be talking about today, Riya?
So today we have our usual lineups. We have some adventure books, some romance books, and some sad books as well. Again, with some authors that you will be seeing again because I just love them that much.
So without further ado,
let's get into this
video.
So first we have this book that I actually read recently by Veronica Roth, who is the same author of Divergent. It's called Carve the Mark. This is about two people and it switches perspectives between both of them, Sarah and Akos. It's super good. It's a very unusual friendship and it is just really, truly captivating. So let me just read the back for you guys. Sarah and Akos grew up in enemy countries on a vibrant yet divided planet. Sarah's ability to transfer extraordinary pain with a simple touch makes her a dangerous weapon for her tyrannical brother. When Akos is kidnapped and forced to serve Sarah, it is clear that their hatred is mutual. But Akos fights for his survival in enemy territory. He realizes that Sarah is also fighting for hers, and her true gift, resilience, might be what saves them both. The world is on the brink of political chaos, and Akos and Sarah must decide if they will fight for what's right, even if it means betraying their families and countries. When the time comes, will they choose loyalty or love? This book is super good. The author, Veronica Roth, is such an amazing writer and she really makes you feel as if you were there. So I would definitely check this book out. Our next book is Girl Out of the Water by Laura Silverman. Not many people I know have read this book, but it's definitely one you need to read. It is about a girl who is obviously out of water and how she has to go to different places. It is one of the best books I have read. So let me just read you the back. Ocean breeze in her hair and sand between her toes. Anise can't wait to spend the summer before her senior year surfing and hanging out the beach with her friends. Santa Cruz is more than just her home. It's her heart. But when her aunt, a single mother, is in a serious car accident, Anise must say goodbye to California and help care for her three young cousins. Landlocked Nebraska is the last place Anise wants to be. Sure, she loves her family, but it's hard to put her past behind her when she's living in the childhood house of her runaway mother, who has dropped in and out of her life since birth. And with every photo and text, her friends back home feel farther away. Then she meets Lincoln, a charismatic, one-armed skater who dares her to swap her surfboard for a skateboard. Anise isn't one to shy away from challenge. Sometimes the only way to find your footing is to let go. It's a realistic fiction story and it's really good. It shows about how growing up and how sometimes you have to accommodate with your surroundings. Definitely recommend this one. Next is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This one is a romance novel which is amazing. The movie for this book is also out on Netflix and it is a New York Times bestseller. So let me just read the back for you guys. Laura Jean keeps her love letters in a hat box her mother gave to her. These aren't just love letters that anyone wrote for her. These are ones she's written. One for every boy she's ever loved. 5 in all. When she writes, she can pour out her heart and soul and say the things she would never say in real life. Because her letters are for her eyes only. Until the day Laura Jean's letters get secretly mailed. And suddenly, Laura Jean's love life goes from imaginary to out of control. This book is super good. It's funny, realistic fiction, and if you want a book that you cannot put down, this is definitely a book I would recommend you to read. Now we have All the Bright Places, which is another happy, sad book. It's, as it describes in the back, a heart-wrenching, unflinching stories of love shared, life lived, and two teens who find each other while standing on the edge. This one's like a romance, sad, realistic fiction book. It's called All the Right Places by Jennifer Naveen. Okay, so let me read you guys the back. Theodore Finch is fascinated by death. Every day he thinks of ways he might die, but every day he also searches for and manages to find something to keep him here and alive and awake. Violet Markley lives for the future, counting the days until graduation when she can escape her small Indiana town and her aching grief in wake of her sister's death. When Finch and Violet meet on the edge of the bell tower at school, 6 stories above the ground, it's unclear who saves whom. Soon, it's only with Violet that Finch can be himself, and only with Finch that Violet forgets to count the days and starts living them. As Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to sink. It's really good, and if you want a book with lots of plot twists and unexpected friendships, I would definitely read this book. I could not put it down. The next book is probably my most all-time favorite book I think I've ever read. I think I've read this book like 10 times. It's the Selection series by Kira Cass, who is, again, one of my favorite authors. It's basically The Bachelor, but make it modern and with a lot more complications. Let me just read you guys the back. There's also the first book in a trilogy of books, with the second one being The Elite, the third one being The One, and then with 3 novellas, Happily Ever After, The Heir, and The Crown. So let me just read you guys the back. The opportunity to be swept up in the world of glittering gowns and priceless jewels, to live in the palace and compete for the heart of the gorgeous Prince Maxon. But for America Singer, being selected is a nightmare. It means turning her back on her secret love with Aspen, who's a caste below her, and leaving her home to enter the fierce competition for a crown she doesn't want. Then America meets Prince Maxon. Gradually, she begins to realize that the life she's always dreamed of may not compare to the future she never imagined. This book, I could not put it down. It's a very quick read. It's funny. It's just such a good read to read. Next is A Court of Thorns and Roses by, again, Sarah J. Maas. You may have seen one of her other books in the other lineup. So this book is one of my all-time favorites. It's the first book in a trilogy. The second book being A Court of Mist and Fury. Third book being A Court of War and Storm, I'm pretty sure. And the novella being A Court of Frost and Starlight. This book is just amazing. I've read it like multiple times since I got it like a month or 2 ago. It's just super good. Sarah J. Maas, again, is one of my all-time favorite authors. I love her. So let me just read you the back. When 19-year-old huntress Fair kills a wolf in the woods, a terrifying creature arrives to demand retribution. Dragged into the treacherous magical land she knows only from legends, Fair discovers that her captor is not truly a beast, but one of lethal immortal fairies who once ruled her world. At least he's not a beast all the time. As she adapts to her new home, her feelings for the fairy Tamlin transform from icy hostility into a fiery passion that burns through every lie she's ever been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of Fae. But sometimes it is not in the right fairy lands. An ancient, wicked shadow is growing, and Fair must find a way to stop it or doom Tamlin and his world forever. Such a good book. I could not put it down. Go check this book out. So that is our last book for today's lineup. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've already read any of these books or have any other books to recommend to me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!